What's up, guys? We are UCarpool. We're a ride-sharing app that's specific to the university. Our goal is to get students to carpool and enjoy it so much that they stop using the app and stop having to pay each other. And the design is to connect students that want to drive to the university with students that want a ride to the university, and hopefully they just have a carpool and they just don't need to use the app anymore. My contributions, I mostly worked a lot on like front end, UX, UI, implemented different things like the profile picture being saved and reflecting that on the UI.
I'm Dindup. I worked on the front end. I helped develop some of the pages for the UI based on Figma sketches.
Yeah, and I'm Kyle, and I primarily worked as a database designer. So I handle a lot of the database queries as well as the models. I implemented migrations. I create an initial server up on the cloud for our backend. But most of my development was on the backend side, but I did become more of a full stack developer towards the end of the application where I wrote some React Native pages.
Yeah, and my name is Scott, and I also worked mostly on the back end, doing a lot of the routing, and then integrating with some third-party APIs. And then I also dipped my feet in the front end. I did a little bit on the route creation and the live driver tracking.
Okay, so picture this. You're a university student. Most of you are university students already. Maybe you drive your car by yourself a few miles, 5, 10 miles. You drive to the parking lot and you know you need to get there before 9:30 to the MEB parking lot because it's going to look like this photo here. And you're lucky if you find a spot at 9:30, 10 o'clock, it's full. It opens up at like 2. This is very frustrating for a student like yourself and myself who pays prices like this. We pay $400 a year. So it's per semester is like 150 or so. And the used solution to get students to use the public transit system that they've built, which is great, is to just raise the prices every year. So $25 next year, and then the following year, $25. And also the U has the highest parking permit price in the state compared to any other college. And it's just an old college built in an old hill. They don't have enough land or enough time to build parking lots. And so their solution is to just raise prices. So we decided that we want to provide a solution as well. And so our solution is to get students to carpool together. Some students like driving their car. Some students have a job and maybe they need to leave and they need their car. And some students just need a ride to the university. And so those two categories, we've decided are drivers and riders. And our app our app is based on this functionality. And so drivers create routes to the U and riders can see these routes and they can elect to join the routes. And then the riders can also pay the drivers a calculation that we use. It's based on gas prices. And that way it's fair for everyone involved. And there's a lot of other features that our app does that are outside the scope of this discussion here, but we hope to actually implement this at the college and get students to use this thing. And so that's our key functionality and the problem that we're trying to solve.
All right, thanks, Chris. Now, me and Kyle are going to run through a quick demo of the app. So to start with me, you can see I'm on the sign-in page and I've entered my information, so I'm going to sign in. And this will then route me to the driver homepage where you can see a little bit of information here. We have 2 buttons, one to create a route to campus and one to create a return route. And then you can see some routes that I've already created. So for this demo, I'm going to create a route to campus. So first, you'll pick a starting location. I'll just do Temple Square, and we're using Google autocomplete here. And then you'll see the pin moves, and you're also able to click and move this pin around. And so now I'm going to pick a time. 10:30 works for me, so I'll just keep that the same. And then a date, I'll do the 29th, Saturday, and then I can confirm this route. And so then it will give me a little summary of the route, show it on the map, and then give me the summary information so I can make sure it looks good. Then I can click continue, and now that route has been created. Now it's prompted me to create a return route from the U, but for this demo, I'm just going to skip that for now. And so now when I refresh here, we should see that new route appears on the 29th with the information that matches. And now I'm going to pass it over to Kyle, and he's going to show joining the route.
But if I want to get a ride to campus instead of giving a ride, then I can go up here and I can go to the rider mode. And here I can set my pickup. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to be also picked up at Temple Square. However, we use a polyline, so you can pick any location that is close to the route that you're looking to join. And I think this time is okay. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm going to join on the 29th. So I'll go ahead and click confirm, and I already can see some routes that I can join. And so I'm going to go ahead and request to join the one that Scott just created. Now we can go back to Scott and he'll show where he can accept me to the route.
All right, so back on the driver's side, I can see this little notification bell now shows a 1. And if I click on that, I can see the request from Kyle for that specific route on this specific day at that specific time. And then I can either decline or accept him. I'm gonna accept him this time. And now I've accepted him to the ride. And so now if I go home, I can see that 1 chair is filled up on this ride, and then I can see that he has been added to this ride. So now I'll pass it back to Kyle and he'll show how he'll pay for that ride.
Yep, so I can payments tab and I can see some routes I already paid for, but I'm gonna go ahead and pay for this route right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my card information. And once that finishes processing, then the payment was complete successfully. And so now I'll pass it back to Scott and you show what it looks like when he goes ahead and starts the tracking on the route. So me as a rider, I can go ahead and track my driver.
Yeah, so now back on this page with the route information, when I want to start the route, I can start tracking my location. And then what this will do is it'll send my location out to all the riders that are on my route. So now I'll hand it back to Kyle and he can show what that looks like from the rider side.
Yep, so I already clicked start tracking, so I am tracking my driver. And so if I were to open up these coordinates right here, I can go ahead and see Scott. And if Scott was moving in his car, we would, as you can see here, you can see that his location is getting updated in real time. So now I'll pass it back to Scott and he'll show you how you can complete a route as a driver.
All right, so back on the route details page, once I've completed the route, I can click this button to complete the route. And then it will let me give Kyle a review. So I'll give him a 5-star review. And then I can submit, and it will let me review all the riders on my route. So once I've submitted those reviews, I should see this and be awarded eco points for giving the ride to Kyle and any other riders on my route. And then on Kyle's side, we should see that he was also awarded eco points for joining the route.
All right, thanks Kyle and Scott. And you guys are probably wondering how we made UCarpool in the first place. So this is a picture of our system architecture. So for the front end, we used React Native and Expo to display what the app looks like on your phone. That actually directly communicates with our FastAPI backend, which stores and saves data to our Postgres database. And we delegated a lot of the functionality to some third-party APIs. We use Stripe to keep track of payments and transactions. We use Google Maps to actually display physical maps on your phone, as well as using their autocomplete, so you don't have to type out full addresses on your own. It autocompletes for you. And we used Firebase to help us log our users in and handling user authentication. As far as software practices go, we had 635 commits and we had 170 issues completed. So we wrote 700 tests, which did cover about 80% of our actual code in our code base. And we did write 102 API endpoints, which are of course published in our Swagger documentation. And as far as user studies go, we did 8 user studies, and all of them, of course, being U of U students. Half of our users did use the app with no problem at all, which is great, but our other half did have problems at some point using the app and didn't know how to proceed. And I'll take it over to Chris, and he will conclude our presentation. So
in conclusion, we've had a lot of fun making this project, and we hope that we'll get some of you students to use it, and we will continue to try and improve its design. And we've appreciated the opportunity that we've all had to work on this project together. It's been a great learning experience for a lot of us, being exposed to this tech stack and different tools that we've never used in a context that's more of a realistic one. And we hope to hear from you guys in the future. Thanks for watching.